displaying the glory of God's creation by visiting every state park, national park, and national forest in the contiguous 48 states. Welcome to Parking Full Time with Big Dave the Parker.
Welcome back to Parking Full Time. I am Big Dave the Parker. We are at Watson Mill Bridge State Park. We are in eastern Georgia. We are about 20 miles east of Athens, Georgia. Today is Friday, January the 6th, 2023. And the temperature here right now is 54 degrees. It is a very nice morning here in eastern Georgia. I opened with a view of the historic bridge. That bridge was built in 1885. And we are headed down to the old mill site. This area over here to the right, that's the old raceway that fed water from the river into the mill. So we're gonna hike down here, do a little loop around the old mill area. There's also another old bridge down here, which is not as interesting as the cover bridge that I showed you at the outset, but I think is still very interesting. And so we will see that as well. So let's get into it. We're only about 5 minutes in, but we made it down to the end of the old raceway. And therefore we have made it down to the old Powerhouse Ruins. That's the old dam right there. We'll go over to the other side here. The bridge dates to 1885. And so these ruins here, they date to the late 1800s, early 1900s. This is the old powerhouse. This supplied electrical power to a textile mill up in Carlton, I believe it was. Might have gotten the town wrong there, but I think that's when it was. All right, so that's an interesting little site. We are going to continue down the South Fork River Trail, and we'll see what lies ahead. We've been following the purple blazes. We followed them down along the river and then up a creek. And I mentioned there was another bridge of interest down here. And this is it. This is an old steel bridge. It goes across the creek that we have been hiking along. A lot of people come to this park and they see the cover bridge and think, oh, that's it, I've seen Watson Mill Bridge. Well, yeah, you have, but there's another interesting bridge out here too. So I think this is interesting. Now, the area down along the creek is flooded because of all of the rain. And so we are going to turn to the right here. We're going to take a little shortcut and meet up with the trail. We walked up the road that used to lead to the old iron bridge that I showed you in the previous clip. That in turn led us to the main campground. And so this hike concludes with a walk out the campground road. I really like this hike and I really like this park. I lived in Athens for 4 years full-time and kind of 8 years. And while I lived in Athens, this was my favorite park and hike here in Athens, or at least close to Athens. There's quite a bit to see here, but it's not too long, not too hard, so it doesn't take all day. If you just have a couple free hours, you can zip out here, take an hour or so to hike around this trail, and then head back. I want to thank you for watching. This channel would not be anything without the people who watch. I realize that every day, and I thank you every day. If you like this sort of thing, please click the thumbs up button. And if you're new around here, please click the subscribe button. That helps other people to find this video. And also it encourages me to bring more of this sort of thing your way. I'll also mention that there are a couple of other trails over on the other side of the river. And we're not going to do those today, but maybe sometime I'll come back over here and capture some video over on those trails. Those are also short, fairly flat trails. Kind of like this one, except in my view, not as much to see over there as there is over here. So I'm going to cut this video. Until next time, I am Big Dave the Parker for Parking Full Time from Watson Mill Bridge State Park in eastern Georgia. Have a great afternoon, take care, and Lord bless.